Welcome to our video series on AdSense Cache and Traffic Equalizer. In this video, we'll look at how to get a domain name for your Traffic Equalizer site. The first step when looking to set up a site using Traffic Equalizer is, of course, to get a domain name, a unique domain. And what I would suggest, I've found there's no harm at all in getting a .info domain name, and I personally use Namecheap at namecheap.com. And if you type in, or if you click here, more extensions available, and here you can type in any domain. So I'm just going to put in some random letters and search for all available TLDs. TLD stands for top-level domain. So it's search for all top-level domains. Okay, let's have a look at what it brings back. And I imagine that domain name should be available because it can't be a name people would want. And it is available, and you can see the different available extensions, .com, .net, .org, .us, and so on. And if I were to click on, and actually just for demonstration purposes, if I click here, it should add them all. And if I scroll down and add to cart, we can have a look at different prices for different domains. And some are quite expensive. .ws is almost $30. Of course, prices may differ from one domain registrar to another, but I use Namecheap, and I find they work well, and they have very competitive prices. As you can see, .tv is over $40. However, what we're interested in is, okay, .info. Since I last purchased a .info domain, it seems the prices have gone up a little bit. It used to be $2.88, and now it's $3.48. So we've gone up 60 cents or so, but that's very affordable. It's cheaper than getting .coms and doesn't seem to do any harm, so that's something you may want to consider. And actually, if I open a new tab, I'm going to do these demonstrations in a site I bought called demosite1.info. I got it when info domains were still just $2.88, under $3 with Namecheap. And there's nothing there at the moment, as you can see, nothing in the index. But that's where I'm going to build the site for demonstration purposes. So back to Namecheap. What I would suggest, with Traffic Equalizer, you could create a site for any subject matter. So let's say I was looking to create a Traffic Equalizer site about plasma televisions. An important point to remember is that people with a Traffic Equalizer site, your traffic, your visitors, come from the search engines. They don't go to your website. They don't type in the address of your website, and they don't bookmark it. What they do is always come referred from a search engine. So the name doesn't really matter. So you don't need to get something too memorable. For example, we could let's try plasma television. I'm betting this is gone. I'll be quite surprised if this is available. And it's taken. If we scroll down, and most of the rest are taken as well, such as .net, .org, .us is available, but .biz, .info, they're all gone. But we could change this a little. We could add, at the start, let's add by dash. Now, you don't need to put the dash in. You can just do by plasma televisions without the dashes. There may be slight benefits to having related keywords. The content of this website would be, for example, plasma television. There may be slight benefits to having keywords like plasma television in the domain name and separated by hyphens. That may be what to do. Or, on the other hand, you may not want to use hyphens in this way. It's up to you. But I'm going to try buy plasma televisions with hyphens between the words. And search all available top-level domains, search, and let's see what it comes back with. Okay, the .com is taken, whereas the .info, which I would generally be interested in because it's the cheapest, is available. And again, the reason I suggest getting the .info is because it is very affordable compared to .com. And people aren't going to be typing in your domain name, so it doesn't have to be particularly memorable. It's always going to be referred from the search engines. And as far as I've seen, and as far as I know, having a .info instead of a .com doesn't seem to harm your chances when it comes to the search engines. Things do change constantly when it comes to the search engines, but as of now, when I've used .info, I haven't seen any problems with this. And as you can see, I use keywords, related keywords to the content of the website for the domain name, either with or without hyphens. And you may perhaps want to have a domain with lots of different subject matter, and therefore you'd want a more generic domain. For example, search for stuff here. Just for example. That's a generic domain name that could cover lots of different subject matters. But my advice would be go for niche products. Pick one particular subject or niche product, only have your domain about that, in this case plasma TVs, and then have a domain name which is relevant and that uses keywords for that niche subject. So that's what I suggest for buying a domain name that you're going to be building traffic equalizer websites on.